Sam, one more week before you guys get to take a break. Is there a little sense of the sort of that's at the end of the road here, that one more week and you can take a little bit of a break?
I think for some people it's in the back of their mind, but I mean, we're really focused on UNLV right now, and that's the only thing that matters to us. And we know that you can't enjoy a bye week unless you win the week before, so that's front in our mind.
They're on the other side of that, coming off a bye week. What do you expect when you run into a team that you know is a little more rested?
We know that they'll be dialed on all of our stuff. They'll definitely study all of our looks that we've given people in the past, and they're going to be well rested, so we know we're going to get their best.
12:30 afternoon start there in Las Vegas. What do you think about playing an afternoon game then?
I'm excited. We haven't really gotten the opportunity. All of our games are almost at 9 o'clock this year, so it'll be fun. It's closer to our practice time, and I think it'll be a good test for us.
I guess last year at UConn was a day game, and I guess you're kind of sprinkled out. But what do you change? What's going to be different when you just kind of wake up and play as opposed to waiting around all day?
You just know that when you wake up, it's time to go. You're not going to lounge around and watch some film throughout the day, get a couple meals in, maybe get a nap in. You're getting up and you're getting after it right when it gets going.
Was it more difficult maybe to acclimate to all the late starts or an early kickoff?
I'd say right now probably trying to get acclimated to an earlier kickoff just because we've had so many late kickoffs, but I think it's really just all how you prepare, and I think we'll be ready.
You guys always, it's like everybody always gets here and I want to play first thing in the day. I want to play at 1 o'clock. You guys all grew up playing or come here from playing high school football at night. Why is it that when you get to college, everybody wants to play at 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Oh, I don't know that. I love playing under the lights, but it's fun getting to play in front of a day crowd too. I think they both have their perks.
I was kind of asked Marcus about it, and I know that it would probably affect you guys more if you had a game next week. I know you have a bye, but the difference between getting back at 4 o'clock in the morning, like you've done quite a few times this year, and maybe getting back, earlier in the evening and kind of being able to actually, go to bed on time and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it plays a huge role in your preparation for the next week, and obviously without having a game. But just talking about if you're getting back late at night, you have to wake up at the same time still and get after it and come in and lift and run and everything. And just running behind on sleep, it kind of sets you back a little bit through your week preparation. But, yeah, I think that's the biggest difference.
Have you guys just become kind of accustomed to that, or have you found ways to kind of make up for that lack of sleep or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to too many of the guys about how they go about it, but I definitely try and get to bed as soon as I get home from the game, and then just try and catch up on sleep throughout the week. Try and go to bed earlier when we're set back like that.
UNLV's been very competitive their last 4 games or so. When you look at them on film, what do you see that's kind of got them trending in the right direction?
I haven't got to watch too much film yet, but just from what I know, is that they've got a good quarterback. They're gonna fight hard, and it looks like they're pretty diverse on offense just at first glance, and they've played some good teams, so they'll be ready.
You guys have started losing guys on defense the last few weeks. Does it feel different out there? You start taking Dylan and Tanner and you guys like that off Dante off the field. Does it feel different out there?
It just from playing the game of football, that injuries happen, and one of the things that our coaches do a great job of is preparing the guy behind them. So when someone does go down, which is likely to happen in the game of football, the next man steps up and he's ready to go. And it's a test to all the other players because when you have leaders like that go down, the other guys have to step up and be vocal and help out the young guys and bring them up to speed.
You mentioned you guys stay focused on UNLV, but is that going to be a little bit of a challenge? You think you guys have been grinding so hard, and you're going to get a little bit of free time after this week. How tough is that going to be, or just to make sure you guys stay focused, not looking ahead to what you're going to be doing next weekend or whatever, and have to focus on UNLV?
I don't think anyone's looking ahead to the bye week. I think everyone's focus is right on UNLV, and we're excited to get over there.
With one more just on your early kickoff, is there anything that you guys do focus on maybe a little bit more, or maybe just emphasizing that energy's there right from the get-go or fast start? Do you think there's anything that you guys focus on just a little bit more with that early kickoff this week?
I think just go to bed earlier the night before and, get all your film and all your preparation in leading up to it. So when it's game day, you don't have anything else to think about. You're ready to go.
Do you generally stay up later then if you have a 8 or 9 o'clock kickoff the following night?
No, we have the same curfew every single away game, but when you know that you're waking up at 7 a.m. opposed to a 10 o'clock wake up, you know that you want to get to bed and be punctual about that.
Looks like Blake Decker is going to be back at quarterback for UNLV, so do you have to go back to those September games and really dial in on those?
Yeah, that's going to be a big point of emphasis, and just kind of seeing the differences between the offenses is when he was out, and just try and assume and prepare for anything that we can.
I know you haven't really watched much of their film yet, but they got a new coach this year, a high school coach from the area. It seems like the excitement's maybe building a little more in that city down there for that team. Do you expect the fan base and stuff, and do you expect a good environment down there? You kind of see that they're kind of getting excited about that team again?
Yeah, I hope so. We always hope for a good crowd when we come to town, and it's definitely more fun to play in front of a big crowd, and just having more buzz around the program makes it that much more fun to play.
Doing something on how the kickoff return is kind of disappearing from college football, and you guys, I think, are down to about a third of the kickoffs in your guys' games have been returned this year. Is the guy on kickoff return? Do you appreciate not having those extra hits, or do you miss getting to actually see what happens on returns? Or
you always want to try and take the ball out and see, you want to try and bust a return because those explosive plays are big game changers. But we don't get very many of them, so when you do get your chance, you have to make it count and try and take it back as far as you can.
Is there much of a difference for the blockers between a kick that doesn't get returned and one that does in terms of the contact that goes on? I mean, because you're prepared for them to bring it out of the end zone.
Yeah.
So is it kind of the same for you guys?
Yeah, well, being on the back wedge and being on the front line are two pretty different deals because, they get on their block right basically as the kick starts, and where we're waiting basically for the returner to catch it. So we kind of see him if he's kind of choking it down and letting it go over his head, or if he's just going to take a knee in the end zone. But it is definitely hard trying to gauge and see how fast they're coming because the speeds change throughout the game, and depending on how deep the kick is.
If this, the trend continues and this thing just kind of disappears from football, you gonna miss kickoffs and kickoff return?
Yeah, I like kickoff return. It gives you a chance for a big hit and definitely to make an impact on the game.
Boise State kind of snuck you out of Corvallis a few years ago. How's your time at Boise State?
It's been awesome. It's been everything I could imagine and more. I really couldn't imagine being anywhere else. It's been a perfect fit, met a lot of great people, a lot of great friends, and I've learned a lot about football and just progressing as a person.
A little more about the kickoff. How much time do you get spent on, can you pretty much predict when your opposing kickers are going to try to kick it through the end zone or maybe hang it up a little bit and give you guys a chance to return?
Sometimes you can tell by their approach just depending on the kicker, but we haven't really had too many situations where they're changing up. They've remained pretty consistent. So I think it's just, you definitely have to read it and see how he kicks it because, that's all about where we set up and everything. But as for kind of knowing and seeing tendencies and stuff, it is hard to tell.
You're going to give Tyler a hard time about getting caught on the 1 yard line, not getting that ball in the end zone, interception in, or?
I already gave him a hard time. I think people have been messing with him, but can't take away from that play. It was pretty spectacular, and that's just the way it goes. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's tough. I felt bad for him, but we gave him a hard time, but can't take away from the great play.
Saw JT obviously, and he did get in the end zone. Is that a defensive lineman's dream when you catch the ball and there's open field and you just kind of take off like that?
Oh yeah, that's what you hope for. That's what you play the game for, that big play, and hopefully getting your moment at some point. And it's been fun. It's pretty rare to see two of them get it, and obviously Tyler didn't get in, but two guys who were basically there to score, and it's pretty cool.
You play the same spot as Tyler. What was he doing? Because it looked like either it was something designed or he saw something, because the interception came 5 or 6 yards past the line.
Yeah, it actually was kind of formulating to be a little screenplay, and he just read it perfectly, and he was dropping back to go get the running back, and the quarterback tried to get it over his head, and he caught it pretty quick. And we play catch and do a lot of ball handling drills on our Thursday practice and Fridays. And so, I mean, he was ready for it, and it was cool to see him get that opportunity.
UNLV's done a pretty good job of not turning the ball over this year. When you face an offense that's kind of stingy like that, do you guys emphasize it more or less, or is it just the same versus a team that might turn it over versus a team that really does do a good job of taking care of it?
If I think kind of both. If there's a team that has shown a lot of turnovers in the past, we're going to stress it and say let's attack them. And at the same time, if they haven't showed many turnovers, let's stress that and try and get some turnovers out of them. So, our goal every week is to get turnovers, and I don't think it really changes depending on their turnover margin, but we're trying to get after them every time.